the game between Kirill Alekseenko and Nepomniachtchi finished in a draw. It was a rather interesting one. Could you please tell us a little bit about it, maybe some key moments, especially this g6 move? It seems that white could take on g6. Maybe you can just...
Actually, I guess it's somehow it turns out it's maybe was the most interesting moment for the audience, but obviously this was not such an interesting moment for the game itself, because strategically I think black had something very promising right after the opening. So let's see. I think. So once again, strategically, black I think had a good position after the opening. So this is, well, I mean, beginning from this move, I'm not sure that I was doing right things, because here, actually, after bishop f4, I was intending to play knight f6 and use the pin and somehow put the knight on e4, but in the end, I wasn't sure if this is, let's say...
Some c4 threats.
Yeah, I mean, okay, c4, so, well, maybe c4 I can simply play knight e4 or something, because knight c3 is nasty. But I'm not sure, I mean, if it's such a big achievement for me just to put my knight to e4 and allow white to make some two active moves. So generally, maybe here some ideas of g5 would work, but so I'm not sure. But probably castle's queenside this moment, or I mean any moment, was good. And if we switch to the plan for in the game, so maybe r6 was like 10 times more logical. Just playing bishop b5 on the next move, and I mean, okay, trading this, okay, sometimes bad light squares bishop, and well, basically, okay, queen b1 is some kind of the defense, but okay, after queen b1, I can go queen c6 and let's say opt for the same position. And I mean, okay, I'm not sure it was the bet in the game, but here I would say, okay, e6, dc5 is interesting. Well, I had like basically every capture makes some sense. I think even capturing...
Yeah, I didn't like the most btx c5 in this position, because after knight c5, I have...
Yeah, but btx c5, yes, is a move. Yeah. But maybe c4, maybe also bishop d3 first. I mean, of course, when you lack, let's say, some knowledge in these topical positions,
bishop I have bishop b5.
Maybe bishop b5 then. Okay, so c4 is a good intermediate move. And
maybe just take on c4, take on...
Well, I don't like this, because bishop on e4 is slightly misplaced, and I mean, this could become shaky, but I mean, bishop c4, bishop b5 here.
Yeah, also there are some moves like knight b6.
Yeah, also, maybe it made more sense, but, well, I'm not sure, because probably I have lost a little bit the trace. I mean, here after rook b4, well, I mean, actually I could accept some maybe about equal position. So just takes on b5, takes on knight d4, and here, well, I have a risky move knight takes h4 and less risky move, let's say, knight takes d4. And I think with this structure, because my rook is already pressing on a3, it's...
But maybe I have some attacks where...
Yeah, it could be suspicious, because the rook goes via b3 to g3, and I mean, this is not so great. So that's why I played for this b5. And somehow I underestimated this.
Yeah, actually, at first I wanted to play bishop d2 in this position, and then I realized that knight g3 is coming.
But generally, Kirill, how did you estimate this position?
I didn't like it before queen c5, because I didn't know what should I do in this position, but after queen c5, my pieces had some space, and yeah, at least it became more interesting.
Yeah, it's sort of, let's say, more simple for white to record in pieces, because, okay, there is surely some space and the king is stuck in the center. So basically bishop d3, well, I mean, I thought this position is completely fine for me, and maybe I could start after this one. Maybe I could do some another move, like perhaps castle, because I'm not sure this attack is too dangerous, so maybe I should have considered grabbing on c3. In some addition, maybe start with a5 to kick the rook back to b1.
Yeah, I wanted to take on a4, then bishop a5, and then
really?
in this position. Yeah.
I wanted to take on a4. Well, it's... I think it's interesting, of course, but I think maybe it's not enough, because, well, I think I have this rook e6, rook g6 ideas all the time, and basically every sort of endgame is... I think it's at least all right for black, but I mean, okay, once again, it's very complex. I thought that this is very natural, and to tell the truth, I was expecting knight d4, and here I think I can also go for knight c6, and and let's say in case of queen, this is one option, and another option just try to collect all the pawns, but this is a little bit risky. So well, basically it's a topical idea in French to give away g7, f7 and so on and make castle queenside, but this is a little bit different position, so my queenside is already exposed. So well, after bishop d2, well here...
Yeah, this position, I didn't know what to do. I mean, I have rook e1 and queen e2 and couldn't understand what's more useful in this position.
Here actually I was somewhat satisfied, but maybe it was just, let's say, a misunderstanding of the position. Because, okay, rook e1 could be more precise, but I think after rook e1 it's more or less the same, like if I grab and maybe
well,
here...
Maybe
here I should try queen e7 instead. Because I think queen e7 makes more sense because I put my rook on c8 and of course it's better to push, like, I check the c file with the rook. And then basically I just go for all the same. And maybe then let's say my threats, I mean, to exchange something and to free my bishop, they become real. But I mean, whatever, so here, well, queen c7 or queen e7, well, at least I was trying to play for the time trouble because, I mean, Kirill had not so many time left. And here, of course, I made, I think, a big mistake, knight b8. Clearly, I should have done something like knight b6, knight e4, and maybe knight c4 here.
You think so?
Can
you just take it?
Well, you can, but I don't think it's such a big deal for me. Like, I think I can even consider taking with d pawn and then castles, and I have a d file. But the position is very tricky. I mean, if I manage not to lose on spot, let's say at the king side, I think I'm just better. But because then c2 is hanging, and sometimes I just try doubling my rooks, and I get the square on d5. Or maybe I can take also with the queen here, but okay, I'm not so sure. I wasn't sure what to expect. Like, okay, queen g4, maybe here g6 makes more sense. But then, then the knight on d4 survives, and I think this knight is just brilliant. So I basically had no idea if I'm losing or winning or it's equal. So that's why I just decided to swap the knights. And here, if queen g7 and knight f3, I think black is fine, or maybe even more than fine. Then d4 is coming.
Yeah, d4.
Pieces are becoming active. And okay, here. Actually, I saw that g5 is the move, but then I decided just to bluff a little bit because, well, it wasn't so easy to calculate this g6, bishop g6 idea, and I thought, okay, if g6, I mean, if Kirill leaves this move unpunished, maybe then I can fight for some advantage. And, well, I'm not sure because, okay, after g6, okay, bishop takes g6, maybe I would even consider playing castling queenside.
Yeah, but this position should be very difficult for black, huh?
Well, it's like... If you play bishop c3, I think I can try the...
bishop c2.
You take bishop c2 first. Yeah, okay, pardon. So, well, I mean, obviously, this is the move which could lead to a lost position for black. I thought queen e7 is the move also. Let's say, pardon.
And also king f8.
Yeah, also king f8. So, well, it was rather a big choice for white as well. So basically, every move makes some sense. I believe even king d8. So,
queen f6.
Yeah, queen f6.
And queen g7.
Queen g7, king c6. No, and here was some tricky move like bishop f4 first, I think. That was the problem. And somehow my pieces are not good enough.
So, Kirill, why didn't you actually play it? You believed Jan's calculation, or you couldn't calculate till then?
Yeah, that's when I played queen g4, it was my idea to take after g6. But then I just had 3 minutes and I couldn't calculate till then, and it was quite risky.
Well, basically, yeah, it's risky, but it was also risky not to take because I think at some point the position could become dangerous for white, but I wasn't sure if it really was such a moment, but...
I thought it still will be okay if
of course
not take. So I should
actually, the problem I have spotted is here after queen g6, king d7, everything is fine for black, but the queen b6 is the move, and this was like very, very suspicious. So somehow I don't have...
rook b8.
Yeah, rook b8, then e6. And I mean, you're just collecting all the pawns, and I mean, even the endgame, even you take on h6, and this bishop can never work on e2. So, well, what was... Yeah, so here, I believe we could go for king f8 as well.
And like queen g6.
Okay, queen g6, and here maybe queen goes down there, but here I had, strangely enough, I had some faith in my position because
bishop c2.
Yeah, at least here then bishop h6 check. Yeah, so you forced me basically to play king g7, and okay, this is not such big fun.
Queen g7, queen d6.
What is this position? Yeah, queen g7. So what do you do then? Okay, maybe then queen e5 and...
Maybe queen d6 even.
But queen d6... okay, such a stupid fear. It always throws me back.
Too many lines.
No, it just doesn't work as usual. Well, I mean, queen takes g6 and... well, I mean, okay, I fully realize the position is super suspicious in this case, but in general, I decided to take some risk in this game because, okay, otherwise I would play something more solid than Winawer. Okay, but then I'm not sure because h5, of course, it was a big relief for me that pawn wasn't captured. But here I wasn't sure, so if I should play g5, but it seemed to me a little bit dangerous after g5. But maybe it was the right approach, the correct one. But I'm not sure. The g5 probably f4 anyway takes, and maybe something like rook f1 or I'm not sure.
Bishop c2 is not working.
Bishop what?
c2 after f4.
Bishop c2 here.
Yeah.
Rook c1.
Queen b6.
Actually, it does here. Yeah, so f4 doesn't work.
Yeah, g5.
Yeah, so basically g5 then it was the move, but okay, then again you can play c3, and then you can play rook f1, and I mean just do all the same things. And in general, this pawn remains very weak on h6, and the pawn h pawn survives. So that's what I didn't like about this position. And strategically, it could be just dangerous because okay, well, I needed plenty of time to develop my bishop. And basically the pawn promotes like in 3 moves or something, and white can simply like put the rook on a third rank, like play rook f3, rook f6, f4. So I mean, just basically it cannot be worse for white because okay, strategically, I mean, I can neither use the benefits.
Yeah, the bishop on a4 or c4 is just a big pawn.
So maybe I can do like the same because the rook is on a6, so I have like some time f4. But here, this is very risky. So this is just very risky. I'm not sure because bishop c4. Maybe you can even take sometimes and then take on g5, and the h pawn survives. So I mean, I thought that gh5 is something I should do to remain, let's say.
Yeah, it's safer. So
yeah, it's more safe. But I mean, I'm not sure about the evaluation. I think actually white should be better here, even here. So I'm not particularly sure about castling, but I found it logical. f4, king, okay, whatever, king b8. If it was black smooth, then okay, bishop c2 would win the game. Bishop c2, bishop d3, bishop g6. But unfortunately, you know, it's
not so easy to find a very useful move.
I thought maybe like f5 was the move, but
bishop c2 again is coming.
No, but then queen f7 in the end. No, then you don't have this extra tempi like rook c7 and queen f7. So of course f5 was the move, I think. Bishop c2, rook. But you mean you were worried about queen b6, yeah? But then okay, then it's not that clear in this edition. But maybe. So well, what did we do? f4.
Yes, like king b8, bishop c2 is hanging. That's a problem.
Yeah, that's maybe c3. So and here I believe it was the only moment I could fight for something more than let's say quality. So I could play rook g8, I think, in this position. Like the only moment I believe, and then okay, I'm coming with rook g3, and maybe I can combine this with
king
ideas.
rook g7.
King f2, I have the rook g7 in this edition, and later when I discovered it, okay, I was absolutely pissed because I mean, okay, this is like what I wanted to get.
So basically, you realized it later in the game that you could play it this way, right?
Yeah. I mean, okay, then when I.
Yeah, but bishop b3 is the move you want to play.
Yeah, it's natural.
I basically thought that okay, this is more or less the same story, like rook g8, king f2. Okay, if not king f2, then rook comes to g3, and this is, I mean,
unfortunately f6, rook g3, rook e3,
and rook g5. Yeah, rook g5. So I have like nice squares, and if king h2, then I have some rook g5 ideas, like queen d8 here. And this could be like okay, I mean, okay, maybe white can hold this, but rook g5 is very annoying. So and then some attack ideas.
And f6.
Yeah, but f6, I think rook g5 is the same. But then maybe then you can take on the pawn simply. Yeah. So maybe it was the move as well.
King h2 was a little bit precisely.
I'm not sure, but maybe. But here, okay, finally I wanted to do something like to play on, but then okay, I just realized, I just understood.
Yeah, if I would have like 2 more tempos, I would play f6 and rook a1 and.
Yeah, it would be just very suspicious for me because maybe, well, I mean, I think the position is still fine for black, but somehow theoretically, okay, king goes to b2, let's say white holds, and then g4, building up slowly on this h6 pawn. So I just decided to clarify the things. I also wanted to play rook f8 here to make a tricky move. So after f6 I have a5, and but the problem that after rook f8 I'm not really going to play f6, so that's the problem. So after rook e1, I think
Yeah, after f6 I always have bishop f4.
Yeah, you just meet this with bishop f4,
Yeah,
and
then
I
g3.
can never really execute like any exchanges here. So okay, that's why I just decided to make a draw until it's just too late, because probably it was already a moment. It was a little bit late. So maybe king b7 instead of king b8, but then okay, king b7 had some another drawbacks. And well, actually I think I could try to play on like with a5, king b7, rook a8, but I think it wasn't like more just playing for losing.